Welcome to How to Be Basic Season 2. What better way to start the season with the very first video that I did for How to Be Basic, which is about makeup. And I wanted to introduce my makeup set. And just before we start the video, I want to clarify what How to Be Basic is. How to Be Basic is to help you understand how I curate the things that I own, and hopefully it gives you insight on how you might want to curate the things you own. End goal or objective is to kind of just own things that you need in your life and be able to be the ultimate curator of your own lifestyle. I want to encourage you to only purchase the things that you absolutely need and find that are useful to you, and hopefully that through this journey of sharing what is important to me, it'll help you understand what you might want to buy, because it's a very saturated world full of great marketing and they're just selling you all these things like buy this, and then it's just gives you a headache. Like, you want to get everything, but at the same time you need to save. Yeah, you can't buy everything. There's just too much clutter. So let's start with my makeup. Makeup is an essential part to my daily lifestyle. I put on makeup almost every single day, which is why I have curated my own makeup set that is the best for me. So these are 3 things I want to help you understand on what to consider when you are buying makeup. The first thing is, will you be using your makeup on a regular basis? Everything that I own in this drawer are things that I use almost every single day. If not every single day, every other day, or within the week, at least once a week. The next thing that you want to consider when you are purchasing makeup is, do you have something similar, and how does it compare to what you have currently in your drawer? When I am scrolling through the interwebs and then I see, ooh, new foundation, do I have that type of foundation? Next thing is, does it work well for me? When I'm introducing the products that are in this drawer, I'm feeling so much anticipation towards this. I want you to consider that these are the products that are best suited for me. I have tested it. I love going into stores and just trying, swatching. I can spend hours there. And that's because I want to be convinced as a buyer that this is what's best for me. You have to really understand your skin type and understand yourself. Just kidding. Those are the 3 things I do want you to consider when you are buying your makeup. Rainbow. YouTube is really saturated with different makeup products. With different makeup gurus, and then they have like these IKEA drawers filled with like 1 drawer full of lipstick, 1 drawer full of concealer. Like, who actually needs to own that many concealers? You need to consider that makeup does expire. It'll indicate how many months you should have this product for. Usually it's like max is 24 months. That's the longevity of a product. To think of makeup as food, your skin is kind of absorbing it throughout the day. So you don't want to be absorbing expired food, because it's not very good for your skin. And that's why when buying makeup, don't hoard. Buy what you need. And that is the very first step. What I have in here, guys, is my entire makeup collection. And I want to be absolutely clear that the philosophy isn't to have everything in 1 drawer. It's the idea that whatever you buy, you should be able to use on a regular basis. This is by no means trying to tell you that this is the type of makeup you should own. You should understand what your skin type is like, and you should also understand your skill set. So some people might have less depending on where they're at, and some people might have more because they feel like they need to use it. And the first thing I want to take note of is I've displayed it and organized it in a way that I know what is missing. I think that what's important is when you own something, you want to know what you have. I think that owning something needs to have an importance. Not that like if you lose it, you're gonna cry about it, but it's just that you value and respect it. Everything that you own, you should respect and value. And that's why I've placed it in a nice way. I always like to think of my own drawer or everything that it's in my life like a store. I want to place it nicely so that I appreciate it, and that will keep me content with what I own. The first thing that I want to talk about is my prep. So whenever I start out my makeup, I prep my skin. To make your makeup last longer, you would need to prep your skin to make sure that it really kind of sets in a good way. And I use a hydration spray by Murad. It's a prebiotic 3-in-1 multi-mist. You can also use this after. After I use a spray, I do a face base. This one I love, it's from Bobbi Brown. It's a vitamin enriched face base. So I use a lip mask. This is by Laneige. It's a lip sleeping mask. This is the grapefruit flavor. I love this one. And then this is the Indie Lee Daily Vitamin Infusion. This is like a vitamin that I apply here because the cheekbone, this cheek area, this highlight, it's dry. So I kind of hydrate it by adding this. So this is by Indie Lee, and then I use an eye serum, which I put on my under eye because when I want to put on concealer, I don't want it to crack, and that's what I do for prep. The next step to my makeup procedure is priming. I have two types of primers. I have the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and then I have the Tatcha Silk Canvas. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer is a gel-like formula, and then this one is like a matte, silky type of finishing. And the reason why I have two different types of primer is depends on the type of finishing that I want. These are my foundations, and it's in order of coverage. So this is heavy coverage and this is sheer coverage. So heavy to sheer. And let me explain what foundation does. I use foundation to kind of even out the skin tone and then help me define areas that I would like to accentuate. And here it is. So the first one, from the sheerest of the sheer, I have Tinted Moisturizer from Laura Mercier. And it's very light, and I use this when I want to just go on errands and I still want to look snatched, all right? Or just not so dull looking. So I put on the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. Then next is Kojando Aqua Foundation. It's really hydrating, it's good for dry skin. And then moving on to medium coverage, I have the Tom Ford Traceless Perfecting Foundation SPF 15. This one gives a dewy look, this one gives a more matte look. I have the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This one I use for my legs. I get bitten a lot by mosquitoes, so I use this body foundation. This is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is full coverage, heavy. I use this for events. This is a lighter coverage, and this is super heavy, like if I want to make it disappear. What Corrector does, it kind of balances out the heavier, like dark circles or scars that you might have on certain areas of your skin. So that is why I got orange concealer. So I have two different types of correctors. This one is like light, I find that is a bit lighter, and then this one is a bit heavier. So I use this for events, and then I use this like more for daily wear. Both are excellent. All right, so concealer. The purpose of concealer is to conceal, usually for your under eye, but you can do it in places you want to highlight. Here I have 4 different types of concealer. It's from sheer to full coverage, and this is RMS Beauty, which is sheer and it's buildable, so it can go to up to medium coverage. This is the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer. This gives off a very light to medium coverage. And then the Magic Away Liquid Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury, which is medium to full coverage. And then if you want super full coverage, like as in no pores, the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer Powder. I like to put powder over my concealer and also kind of over areas that I want to look more matte. So I have 3 different types of powders. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. This is one of my fave powders. It really is milled. The powder is so milled that it looks extremely flawless. I use the RMS Beauty powder. I definitely would never use this for baking because actually if you leave it on for a while, it the white will stay on for a while. Will stay on, not for a while. It'll be hard to kind of remove. So I like to use like a soft brush and kind of brush over it. I use the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. This is a staple. I use this for baking if ever I want to go to an event. And yeah, these are the powders. After the powder, I put on, the palettes are basically, they have different colors, and I find that palettes are nice because they give you a good amount for that color, and it lasts for a really long time. The KKWX Mario times Mario, I don't know how they usually pronounce that. It's a collaboration between a makeup artist and a celebrity, and not just any celebrity, but Kim Kardashian West, usually for like events or nights out. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Stars in Your Eyes palette. And next palette is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and it's to give you like really pigmented warm shades, and very nice, like a sunset. And it offers a lot of colors. This is pretty expensive eyeshadow palette. I don't think it's really worth the price, but I bought it, so I'm going to use it. And then the last palette, which I got as a PR kit, is the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad in Cocoa, and it's great. So I have 3 pot eyeshadow pots. So I have 3 different types of bronzers. The purpose of bronzer is to add definition to your face. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury. I use this over like a regular bronzer. The second one is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This is my second one. So nice. I like using this. This is a lighter bronzer, and I put it over here to create definition. And so my face doesn't look completely flat. And then this one is by Tom Ford, is the Shade and Illuminate. This one is a darker shade, so I use it like in areas that I really want to define. And this is a darker shade than the Soleil de Tan, so that's why I have it. Next is Blushio, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shades. We just counted together. And this is the stick version by Nude Sticks. And I have picked different shades for different occasions, whatever I feel like. If I want it to be a little bit peachy, pinky, reddish, you know, different shades of red. I have 6 different colors for 6 different moods. I have 3 different types of, oh no, I have 4. And they're all liquid-y. This is a sheer highlighter from RMS Beauty. It's a pot version, and it's very hydrating. So I like to use this for a sheer nice day if I just wanted to kind of shine a bit. This one from RMS. And then these highlighters, this one is by Beauty Blender, and this gives you a glassy look. It's clear in consistency, and I tend to like that regular day. And then these are for like fancier nights out or events. And this one is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Light Wand, and then this is the High Blush. And the purpose of highlighter is to kind of highlight the areas of your face that you want to kind of glow or shine. So these are my lipsticks. Start out with very basic lip care. This one is by Bobbi Brown. I love this because it keeps your lips hydrated throughout the day, and it adds a little tint to it. Then these ones are by Charlotte Tilbury. They give off a shine finish, and I really like them too because the color range is great. It doesn't last as long as the ones here. So these one are my liquid mattes. These 3 shades from Huda Beauty, and then this one by Pony Effect. These 3 are very matte, and then this one gives kind of a satin feel to them. I'm still trying to find my ultimate shade, and I'm trying to cut down. Like, my goal next year would probably just to own half of the amount of lipsticks because I want my staple shades, and I'm still cutting down. And this is how far I've gone. Next, we have my little pot of tools that are pencil-like, so they all go here. I have 4 different versions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I have 2 liquid eyeliners. I like to use, So to start off with my eyeliners, I like to use 2 liquid liners. One is to create that sharp edge, and then the other to kind of fill in with a darker shade. So this has been a staple. The Stila eyeliner I've been using this since college. This is what I practice with first. This one has kind of beat my Stila eyeliner, the roller liner by Benefit. It's the darkest shade, the darkest color payoff of black. And then these are eye pencils this one's by Stila, which offers a really nice black, and then a brown by Tom Ford. This one was given to me as PR. And they kind of give a more smudged look, smoky look. Okay, then I move on to my eyebrows. I have 3 different eyebrow tools that I use, 3 steps. And the reason why I have 3 steps is because I have no eyebrows. And when you have no eyebrows, you just have to fill it in and make it look like it's real. The first step is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Brow Color. This is what makes my eyebrows, I use this to define and create the shape of my eyebrow, and it really stays on for a long time. Then to kind of add hair-like strokes, my second step is the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. Make it look more brow-like. I use the Milk Cush Fiber Brow. And that's how I finish my brow look. These 3 complete my brows. I use the Innisfree Skinny Micro Cara because it is really skinny. I don't use mascara for my eyelashes. I use it for the lower lashes because I have extensions, and you shouldn't be using mascara for your extensions or else you will just ruin it. Then I have my lip liners by Charlotte Tilbury, and I have 1 dark shade and 1 light shade to line my lips. So these are my brushes. These are the tools that help me create my different makeup looks, and I have collected brushes from 3 different brands, and I've had them for almost 10 years, I would say. 9 years. And ever since I started college, I started experimenting with brushes. This is actually the very first brush that I used, the Bobbi Brown foundation brush. Look how far we've come. Then I move on to the sponges that I have. This one is by Super Sponge. The Super Sponge, this is a new discovery because there's a silicone coat over it, and it really helps your foundation spread in a better way. I like it a lot. Then I have the Beauty Blender, and I use this usually for powder and to kind of finish off or get rid of some parts I put too much makeup on. And then to finalize it, I have this brush from Shiseido, and this is the Kabuki brush. It's so soft. How often do I clean my brushes? Every other day. I use a spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and I use this to kind of make my makeup stay even longer, even after using the primer. So again, this is what I own, and hopefully it will give you insight on what you want to purchase and what you feel like you could start out with, or what you can add to your own collection. And that is it. I shall see you next time for the next How to Be Basic video. Bye.